Hi, welcome back to Form of Therapy. We have been away for a little while. It's been almost a month since I've put out a video, and there have been a lot of personal reasons why I have been sort of absent. And, it's been a mix of things because I was feeling creatively stifled, but also I have been sort of going through some private health issues. And I took the month off because I wanted to get myself right physically, and then also just kind of figure out where I wanted to go with this channel. Because it's 2021, it's the start of a new year, it's time to reevaluate our lives and our career and what we want to do going forward. And I love the culture study. I will probably never stop doing the culture study. I have all of you to thank for that. I don't view this as making reaction videos. I view this as kind of just sharing my love for my home country's music and the innovative stuff that they do, whether it's with music or with music videos. But at my heart, I'm a video producer, I'm a filmmaker, and only making one type of video was starting to get stifling. And so with 2021, it's going to be a new year with a bunch of new types of content on this channel, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. But today we're going to be doing the culture study, and today we are checking out Odd Eye by Dreamcatcher, their latest comeback. I'm very excited for this comeback. Dreamcatcher had a pretty phenomenal year last year with their music. They had their comeback with Scream, then they had Boca, and I heard that Odd Eye is actually going to be pretty different from some of their previous stuff, so we'll check that out. Now, before we get into today's video, it wouldn't be a Form of Therapy video without talking about today's sponsor, which is us. Guys, if you enjoy our videos, did you know that we don't make money doing this on YouTube? Because of the copyright system on YouTube, all of the ads you see, any ad revenue goes straight back to the music label, and I'm cool with that. It's their videos that we're checking out. But I like doing this full time, and if you guys want these videos full time, well, consider supporting us on Patreon. If you support us on Patreon, it helps us keep the lights on, and for different level tiers, we have live stage reactions, variety show reactions. We have Drama Club, where we check out K-dramas, both react to it and have discussions about it. And we also check out reality shows. We're gonna be checking out Island pretty soon, Running Girls, that kind of stuff. And so those are fun bonus reactions. When people want my thoughts on any of the extra stuff like that, well, Patreon is the place to go. So if you want to support us and you want some access to fun bonus content, visit us at patreon.com/formatherapy. Thank you everyone who has supported us both on this channel and on our Patreon, but revenue has sort of been an issue. And so, for operations to continue in 2021, if you guys want to support us, please visit us at our Patreon. We would greatly appreciate it. Now, let's check out today's video. This is Odd Eye by Dreamcatcher, and this is your Form of Therapy. Okay, aesthetically, this is already very different. It's a little bit more futuristic. The chair she's sitting on seems like a reference to the masks from Scream. Wow, this is very different. Oh, that's what's up. What? Wait a minute. Oh. Oh my god. That's Hamdong. What is going on with Kaion's hair?
조금씩 사라져가는 걸멈 나를 따라만 오는 줄 알았던 그림자를 따라가는 듯이 바꾸지 못하는 운명 속에 희망은 더 사라져가 근데 눈을 가려오다 더 깊이 빠져들어도 더 그럴듯한 거짓말 달콤함을 가르쳐
Wow. That was exactly what I was expecting, actually. I was told that they would be leaning a little bit away from their traditional, more rock sound. And I would say, yeah, Odd Eye, compared to their previous comebacks, definitely doesn't lean as hard into the rock. They did a mix of like alt rock and a little bit of metal. But here, you do hear an electric guitar section in the chorus, but it's not a song driven by rock. It's not a song driven by metal, which a handful of their music has been. I would say something like What is a really good example of like kind of leaning hard into the metal or PD. I also see a trend. This one's called Odd Eye. The previous comeback was called Boca, which is I think Spanish. It's another word for mouth. So you've got mouth, you've got now you've got Odd Eye. I wonder if there's a sort of going to be a following theme here with the title tracks. I mean, well, that we can't comment on until another comeback, right? Because 2 is a coincidence, but 3 is a pattern. So we'll have to wait for another comeback for that. But wow, I'm actually really incredibly impressed by Dreamcatcher's Odd Eye. Odd Eye is a mix of kind of electronica and rock, which they kind of went with Boca as well, but they leaned, I feel like, even heavier here. But that's not to say it's completely electronica. I feel like it's way too vocal heavy for that. It's like this weird kind of like a combination of all three. You've got some rock elements, you've got electronica elements, but it is inherently very much K-pop. But Dreamcatcher, of course, makes K-pop music that is unique only to them. Like, this is not a girl crush concept. I wouldn't call this a girl crush concept, which is very popular in K-pop right now, but this is more of, I would say, like a cyberpunk concept. What's very different about Dreamcatcher's Odd Eye compared to any of their previous comebacks is their previous comebacks, I think, fell under the likes of horror, and then they did fantasy, and then now we're moving into sort of like a technological cyberpunk sort of aesthetic. I think Boca actually kind of teased that a little bit, but Dreamcatcher's Odd Eye goes full into the cyberpunk aesthetic. I do want to check this out again, but also what I really like about Dreamcatcher's Odd Eye is that it actually feels aesthetically like a combination of Dreamcatcher's Scream, like the parts I liked about Scream, and then the parts I liked about Boca. It feels actually like a combination of the two. And this music video, in my opinion, might be Dreamcatcher's most kind of expensive, well-crafted, high-budget music videos. 2020, as horrible of a year as it was, I think was a good year in terms of finances for Dreamcatcher. They must have made some good money during that time because the company is heavily reinvesting back into Dreamcatcher. I don't think that there is a Dreamcatcher music video that is as this crazy, or at least even maybe comparative to some of their early stuff. But let's check out this video again, and I will provide my commentary on it. All right, let's stop right there. So as you can see here from the ceiling and the floor, this is a part of the cyberpunk aesthetic. While there is the cyberpunk aesthetic of like bright neon colors and a lot of loud, crazy aesthetics going on, there's also the opposite side, usually sort of like when you're portraying like a dystopian sort of like corporate kind of setting, you have like very minimalistic ceilings and backgrounds. And here they looks like they outfitted them with LEDs, which gives it that glow, which makes it look super cool. And the album series right now is called the Dystopia series, which I think that's why the music video, it's sort of leaning more into the cyberpunk aesthetic. So previously, Dreamcatcher, they started out with like a horror concept, and then I feel like they moved a little bit more into fantasy. And now we are getting into, it looks like, more of a futuristic cyberpunk kind of aesthetic throughout this Dystopia trilogy. And that's why I think the chair has that reference to the Scream music video with the masks. The TV here is an interesting touch because the TV, it's a retro aesthetic. It's what they imagined the future would look like in the 50s. That's what they thought TVs would look like. And that's like kind of the imagery, like that space bobble. Wow. Let's stop right there. Look at that imagery, man. God. Red seems to be a very big proponent in this music video. It's a mix of like I would say teal and red throughout this music video. But this set, oh my God, hold on. Let's look for a better shot. So if you actually look here, this scene, it's a little bit reminiscent of the Scream music video. When it got into the chorus, you had like the large, wide, I don't remember if they were patterned into squares or if it was just like a straight up blank platform, but I know that it turned red and then you relied heavily on like the black silhouette or like the black contrasting colors. So that's where I think it takes a lot of its aesthetics from here in this main dance scene. It reminds me a lot of Scream, but a very different version. Wow. Wow. Let's stop right here. Okay. Wow. Tommy's scene is so cool. It looks like she's sitting in a train or a subway of some kind, and the effect that they have going on outside of like kind of like the flashing lights passing by with the neon aesthetic. This is definitely more of that grungy cyberpunk aesthetic. Oh, looks so good. I can't quite make out like the strange symbols and writing that was the soie that she had on her face. That was an interesting, I feel like, interpretation of like tears. And then Kayeon with the it was like Chungha's haircut in like, what was it, Stay the Night or something like that is what it reminded me of. But then her face is like covered in stickers. Oh, that editing portion with Shua right there on the clap. Oh, that was super dope. So it was a little bit confirmed with this scene right here. What I'm noticing throughout the music video, if you actually look through the backgrounds, the pattern on the walls, it looks a little bit leaning towards kind of like an Eastern concept. And now you have this scene with Tommy with her cloak or her jacket flowing with the flower petals flowing. It has a very sort of like a traditional Asian mystic sort of vibe to it. So I was noticing in the beginning of the music video, but I wasn't quite sure, but this kind of confirmed it for me. They're mixing a little bit of like the cyberpunk aesthetic with a little bit of traditional Asian aesthetic, which actually is not that foreign in a cyberpunk aesthetic. There is a very I wouldn't say fetishization, but there's a very heavy obsession with Asian, especially Japanese culture integrating into cyberpunk. Like if you played the Cyberpunk 2077 game, Japanese culture is like heavily influenced into that game. Like stuff like Blade Runner, like any kind of futuristic cyberpunk aesthetic, like most likely there's always some kind of like an Asian element to it, usually like Asian corporations and stuff. But yeah, I like how they incorporated it here. I don't know if it was intentional to lean into the cyberpunk aesthetic, but I like the combination. God damn. Interesting. The message of the song is interesting too. So at the end it says, in the end, the Dreamcatchers couldn't find the utopia what they dreamed of. You know, part of the lyrics, they were talking about like opening your eye to the truth and stuff like that. That's also a big part of kind of the cyberpunk aesthetic. It's about usually some kind of either restriction, oppression, of like society coming down on you, conspiracy stuff, and it's about opening your eyes, opening your mind. So I feel like that was also kind of implemented into the lyrics here. I don't know if that is like intentional to lean into the cyberpunk aesthetic, but I'm just saying it works. It works. And this music video, wow. I will say the music video, I guess it's a lot of Dreamcatcher music videos. It's a lot of solo glamour shots of them kind of standing there, like reaching their hand out, and then a bunch of VFX going crazy around them. And, you know, I feel like a lot of Dreamcatcher music videos are pretty VFX heavy, but I think this one, just the way they utilize it, it's definitely crazier. The aesthetic is definitely wild. But yeah, I was a big fan of this. This was really dope. So Dreamcatcher's Odd Eye is a great comeback. It fits right into Dreamcatcher's lore that they've got going on. Do I like this more than Scream and Boca from last year? I think I like Scream more ultimately, because Dreamcatcher songs have, I feel like there are the choruses that are reliant on the instrumental, and then there are choruses that are reliant on their vocals, like the melody, like the top line. Like here, I feel like the hook is like na 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 from their vocals, right? Whereas something with Scream, like you had the instrumental that made that kind of like that weird sound where da 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 da. I actually like vocally driven choruses, so don't get me wrong, but I think I just prefer the instrumental heavier version of Scream rather than something like Odd Eye. I think I like Odd Eye more than Boca. I think Boca felt more like a stepping stone into Odd Eye, both musically kind of like branching out of like the rock, like the heavy metal kind of aesthetic a lot more, and then also dipping their toe into kind of more of a cyberpunk aesthetic visually. And I think Odd Eye is more like the cleaned up version of that, and like a better improved version of that. So I prefer Odd Eye over Boca, but I would say Scream is still number one for me. With that said, I would give this comeback a solid 9 out of 10 for Dreamcatcher. It was awesome. It was powerful. And I love the new kind of sound that they're going for. Even though I like Scream more, I gotta say, Odd Eye was incredibly impressive. If this is like the genre of music that they're going to be heading towards for the next foreseeable future, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the rock elements that we got since the beginning of their career, but sometimes you gotta switch it up. And I gotta admit, for as long as they've been doing it, they have been keeping it fresh. I've never really felt like Dreamcatcher's music and title track especially has gotten stale in any way whatsoever. I think they vary it enough, and they've experimented with that rock sound enough that it's never felt that way. But I do really enjoy diving a little bit more into the electronica realm inspired by rock elements. So that's really cool. I think I'm going to be glad if we can kind of like hop back and forth, because I do really like their rock heavy sounds as well. But yeah, Odd Eye, 9 out of 10 from Dreamcatcher. Question is, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching my reaction and review of Dreamcatcher's Odd Eye. If you guys enjoyed this video and you would like to support us, well, consider visiting us at Patreon. Guys, as I said before, patreon.com/formatherapy is the best way to support our channel. You get live stage variety show drama, extra bonus reactions over on our Patreon. So visit us at our Patreon. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to support us for free, we understand not everybody has the funds to support someone monetarily every month. If you want to support us for free, well, there's an easy way to do that. Go ahead and hit like down below right there. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the video. When you like our videos, when you leave a comment, when you interact with our videos, it actually helps us out a lot with the YouTube search algorithm. You know, our video gets suggested more. So consider helping us out for free. Engage with the comments. Let me know what you guys thought. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, because most of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Consider subbing to our videos. And if you want to check out any of our other Dreamcatcher reactions, you can check the end card over there. Thank you everyone for watching Formatherapy. It's good to be back. See you guys later. Bye.